3 years ago, crime writer Denis Lehane and actor Taron Egerton teamed up for Blackbird, an Apple TV Plus series that adapted the true story of undercover informant James Keene into a disturbing yet tender take on masculinity. Blackbird was well received, earning critical praise and a trio of Emmy acting nominations, including a posthumous nod for Ray Liotta as Keene's father. But while Egerton was excellent as a career criminal brought face-to-face with the ugly extreme of his own unquestioned machismo, the showier role went to Paul Walter Hauser, who played a serial killer slowly goaded into a confession and ultimately took home the trophy for Outstanding Supporting Actor. Egerton and Lehane have now reunited for Smoke, another true crime show that explores criminal psychology with an eerie atmosphere and a star-studded cast. As the title suggests, Smoke shifts Lehane's focus to the world of arson, spinning a 9-episode yarn about an arson investigator, Egerton, and a police detective, Journey Smollett, who pair up to catch a couple of firebugs in the Pacific Northwest. The fictional city of Umberland, a kind of Seattle surrogate with cutesy neighborhood names like Trolleytown, is played by the real city of Vancouver, a frequent filming hub whose lush forests are recast here as dangerous fuel. Smoke is intriguing enough throughout the first couple episodes. Egerton's Dave Gutson is a former firefighter and aspiring novelist, allowing Lehane to gently poke fun at tropes, thin female characters, clunky prose, rife in his chosen field. Smollett's Michelle Calderon is a steely, focused presence, if predictably saddled with both a fire-related trauma and an ill-advised affair with her boss, Police Captain Stephen Burke, Rafe Spall. But it's a twist at the end of the second episode that kicks Smoke into high gear and reveals what the show is really up to. I've included a spoiler alert at the top of this review, and I'll reiterate the same sentiment here. The reveal in question is more of a delayed premise than a late-breaking rug pull, and with the first 2 parts of the 9-episode season freely available to stream, it's technically fair game to discuss. A cursory Google of the Firebug podcast already reveals the concept that clearly drew Lehane to the material. The twist is also a delightful surprise to experience in the moment, so I'll allow readers to decide for themselves just how much they'd like to know going in. Ready? Proceed. Smoke follows one of the 2 arsonists in Dave and Michelle's sights from the start, Freddie Tergumum Bahomwine, a chicken shop fry cook whose slow, halting speech and urge to set the homes of seemingly happy strangers on fire appear to stem from some kind of mental disability. Freddie's incendiary device of choice is a milk jug filled with oil, not exactly sophisticated stuff. But while Freddie gets his own storyline about an attempt to better himself that goes disastrously awry, the other arsonist remains anonymous beyond a strange proclivity for the potato chip aisle of various grocery stores. Until, that is, Dave gets in a disturbing argument with his wife and stepson. He leaves the house and Smoke follows him into a supermarket, feigning a limp and covering himself with a hood and sunglasses. This development turns Smoke into a thrilling cat-and-mouse game, one that doesn't insult Michelle's intelligence by keeping her in the dark much longer than the audience. Smoke replicates in miniature the horror felt by people like Dave's boss Harvey, Greg Kinnear in full, resplendent dad mode, who initially understand him as a hero, then quickly moves on to the satisfying work of entrapping him. Crucially, the early unveiling unlocks the full depth of Egerton's masterfully unnerving performance. The real version of Dave is equal parts pitiful and menacing, seductive and unable to fully pass himself as a normal person. Egerton can easily project confidence and affability, but once Dave is fully unmasked, the role of arson investigator, who's also an arsonist, proves just as rich as Hauser's nakedly misogynist ID in Blackbird. Wine, too, is fantastic. You feel for lonely, hapless Freddie even as watching him makes you want to crawl out of your skin.